On a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic is season 4 of Chesapeake Shores?
It's very romantic. I would say it's a 10.
A 10?
10.
Is Trace gonna make a bold move?
Trace is all about bold.
Is he gonna make the ultimate bold move?
Trace is all about bold.
Abby, it's good to see you.
Can you set us up a little bit? Where does season 4 pick up?
Well, Trace comes back from tour to Chesapeake Shores. You know, his communication with Abby has become less and less over the last few months on tour, and he's compelled to leave the tour early, come back to Chesapeake Shores, and you know, try to salvage that relationship. And when he comes back, he finds out that you know, he's not welcomed necessarily the way he thought he would be.
How is he dealing with that? Because I got to imagine, you know, it's so hard to balance work with personal life.
You know, it's difficult, but I think he understands that he was basically given an ultimatum, you know, by Abby, and he chose his career, and he chose the band, and he has to respect the fact that she doesn't want to be on the emotional roller coaster anymore.
I'm here to stay. It'll be different this time.
But I can't go back.
It looks like he's going to be fighting for what he wants, and that's Abby. How much of that are we going to see this season? Is it a whole push and pull dynamic?
You know what? Sometimes fighting for something is knowing when to respect boundaries. So I think he has to respect her boundaries, and at the same time, you know, try on the idea of, you know, living his life without her. And that's where these new love interests come into the story, you know, this season. Both Trace and Abby, you know, have relationships with other people.
Okay, so that opens a whole nother can of worms. What is in store for Trace as far as another love partner?
Well, he's definitely not looking for that, and he, you know, realizes that he's still very much in love with Abby. But you know, this new, very interesting person starts working at the bridge. They have a lot in common, and you know, things kind of take on a life of their own. Her name's Emma, and she's also a singer. There's chemistry there as well. So
it's hard to fight it when it's right in front of you.
Sometimes when it's right and the shoe fits, it's difficult. Difficult to resist it. Yeah.
The Chessies, they are so diehard Trabby, it's like not even funny. So what is your message to fans who are maybe a little apprehensive about seeing Trace with someone who's not Abby?
Well, I think with Chesapeake Shores, we're really trying to tell a very grounded, real story. And I think sometimes the Hallmarkies, you know, tend to live in this utopian world, which, you know, that's just not really the story we're telling here. We're telling a story about real life, you know, and there's ebbs and flows in real life, and things are not always perfect.
Yes.
But if something's meant to be, then it will be.
Where do you see Trace's heart? Who would you like him to ultimately end up with?
Well, I think Trace's heart is always going to be with Abby.
Yeah.
You know?
Their endgame. Trabby is endgame.
I think so.
Talk to me particularly about your friendship with Megan and working with her. How is it that you guys foster such amazing chemistry? It's
a lot easier if you have an admiration for the person you're working opposite.
Yeah.
And I definitely admire Megan. I think she's a great person, you know, and a great actor, and we work well together.
You are the most important person in my life. I figured this time I'd show you.
I know it's hard juggling a career with a personal life, and you make a lot of sacrifices, I think, especially with what you do for a living. How is it that you balance that in your own life?
Wow, that's a great question. You know, I love what I do, so I'm not struggling with balance. I'm also in a long-term relationship with someone who understands the demands of this business. I know that you're spending months, you know, on set and traveling here, and I know Cara's got a busy schedule. What is the key? The key is not to go longer than 2 weeks without seeing each other. Some people can handle it and some people can't, but we have a rock-solid relationship.
Jesse proposed to his longtime love, actress Cara Santana, in August 2016. He explained to E.T. why they haven't quite made it to the altar just yet.
Has there been a date set?
Yeah, several times.
So what keeps pushing it?
Work.
Really?
Yeah.
So
work.
Some big work obligation comes up and...
All the time. You know, all the time. Work opportunities, really. come up, and we just kind of like, we just push it. I don't know if we're like Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn or what the situation is,
Wouldn't
but
be the worst
works.
thing.
It works for us.
For now, Jesse said they're focused on being each other's biggest cheerleaders. We even asked Cara to help us out with this interview by submitting a question of her own.
We want to know, what is the thing you miss the most when you're on location filming Chesapeake Shores?
I miss my my family. You know, that's what we said. We call our us as a couple and our two dogs our little family.
Correct answer?
She's the best. Yeah, she's my biggest fan. She's super supportive. We support each other through thick and thin, and it helps to have someone to come home to and
Who's the best?
kind of like just download on your day and share the trials and tribulations with.
If you had to describe season 4 of Chesapeake Shores in 3 adjectives, what would it be?
Dramatic, romantic, and musical. Because there's some amazing new music this season. Duets. I mean, amazing new songs.
Wow.
It's going to be a great season. It's got it all.